A 105-carat diamond sits inside the Tower of London, embedded in a crown behind bulletproof glass. It has passed through the hands of Mughal emperors, Persian conquerors, Afghan rulers, Sikh Maharajas, and a British colonial trading company. Today, at least 4 sovereign nations claim it as their own, and in May, New York City's mayor said, to a reigning British king's face, that it should be given back. This video is about how a single gemstone became a live geopolitical fault line and why that fault line is getting harder to ignore. The stone is called the Koh-i-Noor, which translates from Persian as Mountain of Light. Its recorded history stretches back centuries, moving across South and Central Asia through conquest, treaty, and seizure. What matters for this story begins in 1849, when the British East India Company annexed the region of Punjab after defeating the Sikh Empire. Under the Treaty of Lahore, signed that year, a document the British government still cites today as legal justification, Maharaja Duleep Singh, the young grandson of Ranjit Singh and the last ruler of the Sikh Empire, formally surrendered the diamond. He was 10 years old at the time. In 1850, Britain's then colonial governor-general arranged for the stone to be presented to Queen Victoria. It has remained in British possession ever since. The question of whether that transfer was voluntary, coerced, or legally valid is precisely what divides the claimants from the British state. London's position has been consistent. The gem was acquired legally under the terms of a signed treaty, and returning it would set a precedent that could unravel museum collections globally. That argument has held institutionally for over 170 years. What has changed is the political pressure around it. India received independence from British rule in 1947 and has since made repeated formal requests for the diamond's return, describing it as a valued cultural artifact with deep roots in national history. For a significant portion of the Indian public, the Koh-i-Noor is not simply a jewel, it is a symbol of colonial extraction, and its continued display in the British Crown Jewels is a standing reminder of that era. The Indian government has raised the issue at multiple points in bilateral diplomacy, though no formal legal claim has been filed in a British court. Pakistan's claim runs along a parallel but distinct track. The argument from Islamabad centers on geography and heritage. The diamond was taken from the Sikh Empire, which was based in Punjab, territory that became part of Pakistan after the 1947 partition. Pakistani officials have argued the stone belongs to the Lahore Museum, not to London or New Delhi. In 2019, Pakistan's information minister formally reiterated this position, demanding repatriation. Legal petitions have also been filed in the Lahore High Court by Pakistani lawyers, including advocate Javed Iqbal Jafri, with the British monarch named as a respondent in at least one case. Those petitions have not produced binding outcomes, but they keep the issue in public circulation. Afghanistan and Iran have also registered claims. The diamond's pre-British history includes documented possession by Nadir Shah of Persia, who took it from the Mughal Emperor Muhammad Shah in 1739 after the sack of Delhi, and by Ahmad Shah Durrani of Afghanistan, who acquired it after Nadir Shah's assassination in 1747. Both Tehran and Kabul have at various points referenced this history to assert cultural ownership. The result is a multi-claimant dispute with no legal forum capable of adjudicating between sovereign nations. King Charles III made an official visit to the United States, attending a ceremony in New York City commemorating the victims of the September 11th attacks. Zonan Mamdani, the mayor of New York City and an Indian American, was asked at a press conference what he would say to the king. His answer was direct. He said he would encourage Charles to return the Koh-i-Noor diamond. Later that day, the two men met at the memorial ceremony. Buckingham Palace declined to comment on the exchange. Mamdani's office did not confirm whether he raised the matter directly with the king. The statement from a sitting American mayor carries no diplomatic weight in any formal sense. Mamdani has no authority over British Crown property. But the moment illustrates something more structural. The Koh-i-Noor debate is no longer confined to South Asian diplomatic channels or heritage conferences. It is now surfacing in Western political settings, spoken aloud by elected officials in the presence of the British monarch. Consider two trajectories from here. In one scenario, the pressure remains rhetorical. Nations continue filing petitions, making statements, and raising the issue at bilateral meetings, but Britain holds its legal position, and no international mechanism forces a resolution. The diamond stays in London, the claims remain active, and the dispute functions as a recurring point of friction without breakthrough. In a second scenario, the issue becomes embedded in broader conversations about colonial restitution, a debate already moving through European institutions regarding African artifacts, Greek sculptures, and Egyptian antiquities. If a legal or political framework for restitution gains traction internationally, the Koh-i-Noor becomes a test case with consequences for dozens of other objects in British and European collections. What makes the second scenario complicated is not just British resistance. It is the competing claimants themselves. India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran cannot agree among themselves on who has the stronger historical case. Any British decision to return the diamond would immediately require answering. Return it to whom? That question has no consensus answer, and until it does, it gives London an additional rationale for inaction. What this situation reveals is a structural gap in international heritage law. There is no binding global framework that compels one sovereign state to return cultural property to another. The 1970 UNESCO Convention on Cultural Property applies to objects illegally exported after that year. The Koh-i-Noor was taken in 1849. It falls outside that legal instrument, and Britain is not bound by any treaty obligation to repatriate it. Watch for three things in the months ahead. Whether India raises the issue in any formal diplomatic context during King Charles's continued engagements, whether Pakistan's pending legal actions produce any procedural developments in Lahore courts, and whether the broader international restitution debate, currently most active around African heritage objects, begins to formally incorporate South Asian claims. The Koh-i-Noor will not move on its own, but the political ground around it is shifting, slowly and from multiple directions at once.